145 in the world. How do you think it feels to be in DIACONU's shoes?
Yeah, we've got a great one on our hands, and what an opportunity for Adina DIACONU to get in today against the world #1 Yingsha. It's going to be a tough task for her, for sure, but she'll be relishing the opportunity to get out here. First game for Yingsha as well. Of course she'll be nervous, so it's the right time to play her if she's going to get the win today.
You may as well get it out of the way early. Well, this is the best of 5 games. First player to reach 11 points, and winning by 2 clear points will win the game. So Yingsha, heavy favourite, of course, for this one. And China are the most successful nation at these championships, with 23 women's titles to their name. And that woman knows what it's like to win indeed. She's been world #1 for, well, can you remember a time when she wasn't, Gavin?
Yeah, not really. She's in that argument of, is she the GOAT of women's table tennis already, and her career is still going. Yingsha has just been so dominant over the last number of years, and she'll be looking to kick Team China off with a convincing win here for sure.
I'm sure she will. And if we look down the list of who Team China have named for this opening fixture, it's an interesting one. We saw the names come out for Romania, and we noticed that their top 2 players were missing, Elisabetta Samara and Bernadette Such, but China haven't named their strongest lineup either necessarily, have they?
Yeah, we're missing Wang Monyu from the lineup, and Chen Xingtong as well. I mean, really, when you've got 5 of the top 10 in the world in your team, there could be any selection, really, couldn't there?
Yeah, absolutely right. But why do you think then that Romania haven't selected Samara and Such for this one?
I think it's a case of team management, really. It's obviously a great opportunity for the younger players to come in, but it's also that it's a long competition, and Bernadette Such and Elisabetta Samara have to manage their minutes at this event.
So this is the leaning racket reveal. This is the equipment that they will be playing with throughout the course of the next 9 days of competition here in Wembley, if they get that far, that is. So Gavin, as a player who's played at these championships, I want to ask you if you can give us a sense of what it feels like to come out into an arena like this, representing your country and playing alongside teammates and not as an individual.
Yeah, I think it's a great one to be beside teammates. It's not so often happening in table tennis, so it's definitely a little bit of a different atmosphere, a different vibe. But I mean, Team China are so close, they play each other so often, so it'll be no unusual feelings here for Yingsha. She's ready to step out. She's used to stepping out into these big arenas and big occasions, so I don't think she'll be feeling it too much.
Well, still just 25 years of age, but, you know, it feels like she has been around forever. And is she the leader of this Chinese team? Is she the team captain?
I think on paper she has to be, really, doesn't she? She's the one that they all look to, and she's the one that got them over the line that last time at the World Team Championships in 2024 when they were under pressure. So she's definitely the leader on and off the table for Team China.
And we know a lot about Yingsha, of course, but let's have a word about the Romanian, 26 years of age, ranked 145 in the world. This is the second time that she's faced Yingsha. The last time they played each other was back in 2017 at the World Junior Championships. So this is a brand new, fresh start. What do you think her best chance of challenging Yingsha is?
That's the million-dollar question, Rebecca. I think if I had the answer to that one, there'd be a lot of people looking for me to do a bit of coaching. There's not so many weaknesses in Yingsha's game to exploit. But I think for Adina DIACONU, it's just very important that she gets off to a solid start. I think when you play a player the caliber of Yingsha, you feel like you have to do more on the table. You feel like you have to go for the big shots. But in fact, it's first match at the World Team Championships. Keep the ball on the table, and let's see how it goes.
And there, of course, is one of Romania's most successful players, Bernadette Such, who's watching from the sidelines here, but no doubt will be providing some steady support for her teammates. But Gavin, I guess the best thing about this team setup is that, unlike WTT competition where you lose a match, you're out, this is a chance to go again.
Yeah, we're playing for seedings here now in this Group 1A, so it's an opportunity for all of your team members to get a chance to feel the court, to feel the situation, and I think that's evident in the team selections from both sides today.
Almost ready to get underway then. First point to Romania, big boost there.
Yeah, I think Sun Yingsha thought she had it over when she turned and hit that forehand. She almost stopped. Didn't expect it to come back.
You mentioned coaching earlier, Gavin. I mean, you have coached at a high level. You've coached at the Paralympic level, but I just want to know a bit more about your insights into how you select a team for this. And we'll talk a bit more as this match wears on.
2-1.
I mean, how do you go about choosing your lineup in this best of 5 matches?
There's a lot of factors really when you're choosing your team selection, and I think the gravity of the situation is the first one. We know this is Group 1A. We know these teams are progressing into the next round regardless. So it's important that you're giving your players an opportunity to test themselves, and no better way to test themselves against Team China for Romania. And Team China will want to know that they can rely on other players that maybe are number 4 and 5 in the side that they might need at a later stage in this competition. And I think also important to remember that head-to-heads plays a factor in team selection. Maybe not in this tie here we have right now, but you will always be looking as a coach at head-to-heads. Is Sun Yingsha better against another opponent for argument's sake? And does that change where you place them in the team as well?
Sun Yingsha has made it the 2-gap deficit, drawing level at 3-all, but it's been a good start for the Romanian underdog, hasn't it?
Yeah, she's moving well. She's keeping that backhand on the table. I think she'll be happy with 3-3 in the first.
That was really impressive from the Romanian there. It looked like Sun Yingsha was going to win that point.
Yeah, she's got that kind of stretch with her forehand, and again, Sun Yingsha a little bit surprised to see it come back. DIACONU hanging in the points, and she'll need to do a lot more of that. Signaling that one maybe hit the edge of the table, we'll see here. That referee agrees anyway, 5-4.
Well, this is pretty unprecedented, isn't it, from DIACONU? We maybe almost wrote off before this started.
Yeah, I mean, it's exactly the kind of start she'll be looking for. I mean, she's not running away with it, but she's staying in. She's got a little bit of a lead now, and if she can get some momentum, anything can happen.
And that's a pretty good way to start.
Yeah, she's looking good. As I said already, she's moving well, and you can see another example here. She steps around really quick with that forehand winner down the line. And it's a good variation as well, this time opting to step a little bit to the middle of the table with her backhand. And once more, she's playing really wide out to that Sun Yingsha forehand.
Is that an area she's targeting deliberately?
It looks that way. She's won a lot of her points now playing out to that forehand. And I think for Sun Yingsha, she just hasn't quite got into a higher gear yet. She's still operating in gear 1 or 2.
Well, she really hasn't got out of first or second gear yet, has she? We would have expected a better showing once she fell behind from Sun Yingsha.
Yeah, well, that's what the World Team Championships will do to you when it's all on the line. It's the first tie, first performance. There's always going to be nerves.
Even for someone like Sun Yingsha?
For sure. Everybody feels it. Some are better than others at dealing with it. Sung Yingsha just happens to be the best.
And that's much more like the world number one we know.
Yeah, and psychologically now for DIACONU, it's really important that she takes this first game. It will really relax Shasha if she manages to come back into this and take the first. DIACONU has to find a way.
It's just so impressive, isn't it? Because it looked as though the Romanian was on the verge of getting herself a game point, and Sung Yingsha is just, she's now clicked into that third gear.
Yeah, and just trading blows, standing up to the table with that backhand over the ball, brushing it every time, not overdoing it.
8-9, piece play.
And that was a smart serve.
Yeah, well placed, and DIACONU will be a little bit disappointed to make an unforced error there, but now we're at 9-9, and again it comes back to that psychological battle. He needs to find a way. You'll probably see that backhand serve short to the forehand, maybe.
And this is what makes champions, isn't it, Gavin? When you're on the back foot, when you've got a number of points in arrears to make up, and then you just work your way through them.
Exactly, and you can see there when she's won 6 of the last 8 points in Yingsha, she's really showing her caliber.
10-0.
Wow. DIACONU really holding her nerve there.
Yeah, she's hanging in this one for sure. She hasn't done a lot wrong. It's just that Sung Yingsha has a little bit more in the armory. But DIACONU hanging in, playing extremely well.
From Sung Yingsha, and she wraps up the opening game, coming from behind just to sneak through 12 points to 10. And Gavin, is that a psychological blow for Romania?
I think it really is. DIACONU led all the way. She'll really have wanted that first game, and now Sung Yingsha, knowing that she didn't play her best, was still able to come back into it. That's going to relax her a lot as she takes the opener.
And Gavin, this is a competition that you were at. This is Busan, and this competition 2 years ago, and a look then at the final, China and Japan.
Yeah, this was one of the all-time classics, seeing Japan take a 2-1 lead in that final. It looked like they were going to do it for the first time in a long time, but then who stepped up to the plate to level it? Sung Yingsha leading her team, getting them back to 2-2. And Chunmung, no stranger to the championship points. She took it home for Team China in what was truly an incredible match.
Yeah, brilliant reactions there as well from a nation that we don't normally see act in such an expressive way. So then, Sung Yingsha gets the first game under her belt in this best of 5. And how, Gavin, is DIACONU going to approach the second one, knowing she was close at the end?
I think really for her now, she just needs to try and do more of the same. She didn't do a whole lot wrong. She stood up to Sung Yingsha. If she plays the same game, she'll give herself a chance. It's all about now which level of Sung Yingsha comes out a little bit more relaxed. She's got a game under her belt. Is she going to step it up?
capable forehand, isn't she?
Yeah, and that's a good example of what she wasn't doing in the first game, Yingsha. That DIACONU serve just drifting a little bit longer, half long on the table, and Yingsha dominating over the table, whereas we had seen her maybe push that in a safer way in the first game.
3-love.
Do you think that opening game was Yingsha's warm-up?
I think so. She just, for every player that plays their first game out here, they're going to be feeling their way in. You want to play safe. You want to just get that under your belt and see, can you grow in confidence, grow your way into this event. But it won't take Yingsha long.
A rare miss. What happened there?
Just that kicky backhand flick from DIACONU, jumping a little bit higher. Yingsha mistimes it off the edge of her racket.
Two, three.
Well, we talk a lot about Yingsha's forehand, but DIACONU's got a pretty decent forehand of her own, doesn't she?
Yeah, she's got quite a similar forehand to Bernadette Such. Obviously, she's been training partner and playing partner over the years. She's got that high, loopy stroke, and then she can come through quite quickly as well when she needs to.
4-2.
Another example of really doing nothing wrong. DIACONU playing well, doing exactly what she's trying to do, but Yingsha just has one more. She's always got one more shot.
Two, 6.
Well, she's not running away with it, is she, Yingsha?
No, DIACONU hanging in there for dear life at this moment, but she's staying close.
Seven, 3.
There's another example of that dominant forehand over the table. We had seen her in the first game pushing those serves, but now she's just feeling that bit more confident to take it on strong.
Seven, 4.
Yingsha perhaps acknowledging a bit of fortune there, but she's so solid, isn't she, Gavin? Just through the core, this amazing stability there.
Yeah, everywhere on the table she's able to trade blows, and another example of that kind of fading forehand where she just opens her racket, opens her body and wrong foots her opponent. Yes, a little bit of fortune glancing the net, but well executed.
4-9.
This has been much more convincing in game number 2 for China's world number 1.
Trying that inside-out forehand again, Yingsha. This time a little bit more style, a little bit more risk on that one. Not quite able to make it.
Amazing work with the backhand. She's earned herself 5 game points, and she's watched on there by Wang Yidi, who will be third up for Team China and possibly last up in this best of 5.
Left. 10, 5.
What a way to close it out. Sha 11-5. Trading blows once more. DIACONU throwing everything she has at Sun Yingsha. But as I said before, Sun Yingsha always has one more in the locker.
So it's a 2-0 lead in this best of 5. 1 game left for DIACONU to establish herself in this opening match. A lot of work to do.
Level.
Well, Gavin Maguire, will this be over in 3, or can DIACONU pull something out of the bag to keep herself in this tie? Like you said, she hasn't done a lot wrong, but what more has she got? That's the question.
Well, I think it's question answered in terms of what DIACONU can do more. She's upping it every time, giving more and more. But Sun Yingsha always has the answer. Just glancing the table there, more fortune for Sha. That's a nice one from DIACONU. A little apology, I think it might have touched the edge of her racket as she plays this down the line. But great placement from the Romanian.
Well, also in this group, Korea Republic and Chinese Taipei. And they're currently in action over on table 3 at the minute. Great recovery from DIACONU there after that long serve. Looked like she was maybe a little out of position, but quick to react. And there's that looping forehand winner. Was it the same serve from Sun Yingsha? Because DIACONU couldn't deal with the first one, could she?
Yeah, just changing the length slightly this time and the speed, Sun Yingsha. And I think she's arrived at that stage now where she's also going to try things that she wants to use as this event goes on. clinical over the table again. Shasha, that half long ball, anything that's slightly higher than net height, or even sometimes at net height, she can just take it on and kill it.
6-3.
Well, the next fixture between these nations, the next match is Kwai Man, the world number 7, against Andrea Dragoman, the world number 57.
3-7. Seven.
It's good stuff, isn't it, Gavin, from DIACONU? It's just, it must be really frustrating that there's just no way through at the minute for her.
Yeah, there's just no end to it from Yingsha. DIACONU is using her backhand well, stepping around the corner with her forehand. She's playing the game that she wants to. It's just not getting through.
It's phenomenal from Yingsha, closing in now on game number 3, and with it, the match.
Super quality again. Seeing how quick she is over the table. Trading backhands, pushing DIACONU that little bit wider so she can exploit deep in her forehand.
5-9.
And her eyes lit up with that one, didn't they? In a rush to get the point finished. DIACONU's had great success out to that wide forehand of Yingsha.
Yeah, and you could just see DIACONU's reaction here, even almost saying to herself, that's what I have to do. Why can't I do that every time?
That's 4 match points then for Team China to kick off their campaign here in London. She had 4 match points, she only needed the one. Yingsha recovers from a shaky start by her standards to take the opening match in 3 straight games. It was a baptism of fire for DIACONU. She held her own, but she just couldn't match the quality of Yingsha, the world number 1. 12-10, 11-5, 11-6. Brilliant start for Team China. Well, Romania wouldn't have been expecting to win that opener.
No, but I think they'll be disappointed when they had that chance in game 1, DIACONU, to take it on. She'll be a little bit disappointed she wasn't able to close it out. But at the same time, you can't argue with the brilliance of Yingsha. There was only a glimmer of hope for DIACONU that she didn't take. It was odds on and always going to be Yingsha.
So then, Yingsha gets China off to a winning start in straight games against DIACONU. Next up, it's Kwai Man, the world number